Welcome everybody to another episode of Unsolicited Role Models, the role models you may not want but you may just need. I'm your boy Big Dave.
I'm your boy Ali.
We got a special guest today, Eric from Angry Duck Sauce.
What's up? How you guys doing?
And we have a special co-host, Wes from West B Barbecuing.
West B Barbecuing. What's up, everybody?
That's great.
Thanks for having us.
So, Angry Duck Sauce. Tell us about your sauce. How did it start? Like, how did you come upon just wanting to do sauces?
So starting out, we, a little bit about me is, I'm a guy that grew up in the 80s, and in the 80s you didn't have a lot of spare money and stuff like that, right? So we grew up as a, regular kid, and so I quickly learned that you don't waste food, right? So that's something I've always held close to me. So learning that means that anything that was brought into my house, anything that was gifted to me, I tried making something with, regardless of whatever it was. So I work in the construction industry, so there's tons of guys in the construction industry, and food is like a commonality between cultures of the people that work construction. So with that, everybody brings stuff in all the time. Guys are bringing in stuff from, their Italian stuff, they're bringing in the Portuguese stuff, they're bringing in the Dominican stuff and the Mexican stuff. And one of my friends grew hot peppers, and I used to just, every morning, I would put like sliced jalapenos on my bagel, so everybody knew I like spicy food.
Yeah.
So that was like a thing.
I think it's a
like
rare thing to find spicy guys like that hot
breakfast spicy. Like you talk like if you like spicy for breakfast, you're ready to go. Like that's a thing. So this guy grew a bunch of they were Scotch bonnet peppers. I didn't know anything about them. I was like, he just threw a bag of peppers on my desk. He was like, "Hey Eric, I got these things for you." I was like, "All right." I start slicing them up, throwing them on my bagel. Turns out Scotch bonnets and jalapenos are way different. They are a huge difference in the heat value to those. So I started sweating instantly. I ended up with this big bag of peppers. I didn't want to waste any of the peppers, so my girlfriend at the time, not my wife, and I sat home and we were trying to figure out something to do with these peppers. This guy grew them. They came out of his garden. We were trying to make a pepper jelly, pineapple jam. We were trying to do all this stuff, and then boom, Angry Duck was just like the most consistent thing that just kept coming and kept coming and kept coming. So with that, I started bringing it to family and friends, bringing it to parties, and everybody was like, "Hey man, you really got something here. Like this is really something," and it's a usable something that's a healthy option. That's we don't use really any salt in our product. For it to be a spicy product, it's a low sodium product. It's very rare. So it's an all natural product. We use real produce that's broken down, mixed with vinegar, and blended again together, and then it's heated up to about 190 degrees and then bottled. It's a very basic process. It's the same process that you would use for like a cannery process for fruits and vegetables to keep them to last, on a shelf for many, many years, right? So when we started the process, we were using mason jars. That's what we were using.
Okay.
So I was using.
That's what a lot of people use.
That's what we were using. So we were using mason jars, again, cannery process, boiling them out, putting the cans in there. They would pop, they would get tight, and then we would have them. And so I started selling them on the job to guys on the job. We started selling them to family and friends. They were requesting it for parties as like a dip, or as using it as like a replacement for their barbecue sauces, or sandwich toppings, like a condiment. It wasn't just like a hot sauce that you would use a little tiny bit. People were running through half a bottle, in a day.
That's how you knew you had something.
That's how we knew.
Like topping on everything.
We knew because one of my friends was sending me pictures of just Wonder Bread with butter in it, and he's dipping it in the bottle like he couldn't get enough. And
He's like, "Give me the rest out."
Yeah, he's like, I'm like a sponge. He's like, I'm taking it out. He's like, "You got to do something with this." And I was like,
And
all right.
That one flavor you had at that time.
That was the original. Yeah, that was our one flavor original. So that's like my flagship.
Pineapple habanero.
That's the pineapple habanero. So that's the base of the other two flavors. So they all have that same original base.
Okay.
So they're all pineapple habanero. But we just changed the flavor profile a little bit with the cinnamon Fresno, and we upped the heat profile just a little bit with the cinnamon Fresno because the Fresno pepper is a little bit of a sweeter pepper, and then the smoked jalapeno is the hottest out of the three. Still not hot. We're trying to be an entry-level spice company. We're trying to get people invited into
Not to brag, but I had the luxury to try the pineapple habanero.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, if I got to try anyone, it's got to be the original. Yep. And to me, the flavors of the pineapple were still there. Yep. It was very pronounced. And the habanero, it kind of burns your tongue, but it's a quick like sting to me.
Yeah.
Like you feel it and then it goes away.
I tell people 30 seconds of heat.
Yeah, it's
I was
not
like
that
30
bad.
seconds of heat. I was like, it's nothing crazy. And I say if you eat fast, it stays hot, for a little while longer. I said, but the reality is, it's the people that really want that heavy spice. It's a small amount of people, and you can get there. You can definitely get there, which is cool, and it's a good thing. And there's
Nah, you
a lot
gotta-
of brands out there that are really driving for that
Yeah,
heavy heat.
but it's one of those things that you have to build for the masses before you build for that small group.
Right, and we'll get there.
Yeah.
And we'll get there. We'll do stuff like that, and that's fun stuff.
Yeah.
But I really want something that's usable, and it also still carries all the positive health benefits of everything that's in there as far as ingredient, because it's not a rehydrated product.
Yeah, I was
Because
reading the
there's no-
ingredients earlier, and there's nothing like.
There's nothing bad. There's nothing bad.
There was one thing that I didn't know what it was, but it's like it
Pectin?
has to be for the shelf life.
Okay. So pectin, no, pectin is not for shelf life. So what the only thing that works for shelf life with this, besides the actual cannery process, would be the vinegar.
Okay.
Right? Vinegar is a natural preservative. So pectin is just a natural thickening agent. So when people see pectin, they're like, "Oh, you got pectin in there." I said, "Yeah." I said, "You ever eat an orange?" I said, "Pectin is the white pith that's on the inside of the orange.
Okay.
What they do is they dry it out, they make it into a powder, and when you add it, when you rehydrate, it just acts like a thickening agent to whatever you're hydrating with. It's still a natural ingredient."
Okay.
So with this product having real produce that's used in it and high quality vinegar, it carries a lot of good it carries a lot of good properties that a lot of other products don't have, right? So with the pineapple, you still have the bromelain in it, so it helps with protein digestion. The vinegar is anti-inflammatory, and the fact that it's a low sodium product, it doesn't inflame you on top of it. So a lot of people, they have, like I said before, they have a high sodium product that after you eat it, and your wedding ring doesn't fit, you feel like you're starting to sweat, you feel like overloaded all the time. Yeah. So that's not something we wanted to do. We wanted to keep something that was putting people in a healthier range with flavorful food. You don't have to have boring, weird food to be healthy. You don't have to do that. And people get stuck on that, like, "Oh man, I can't have this, I can't have that." Well, why don't you look at the stuff that you can have and then add, make that stuff into something that's worthwhile eating, and it's interesting to eat. So that's what we started doing with this. And honestly, like, we're trying to get, the younger generation, the kids that we didn't have those. I'm 40, I'll be 43 in a couple days, right? So we didn't have the advantages of the information that people have now. Especially the younger generation. They have this information now that they understand what it is to be healthy and to eat healthy and to make healthier choices. So with that, this product, it actually helps you go through that process. And it's easier than just saying, "Hey man, I want to put ketchup on everything. I want to put mayo on everything. Nothing against that stuff. I really don't have anything against any other products. We don't compete with other products. We just want to be on the shelf with everybody else. That's what we want. We want to be in the fridge with your other dozen condiments that you have, and every now and then you say, "Oh man, I'm making some, grilled vegetables or some roasted potatoes, and let me finish them off with some cinnamon Fresno. We're making some rice, Middle Eastern rice dish where they use cinnamon and cardamom and stuff like that. Why not add a little sweet pineapple flavor to that cinnamon and a little bit of spice? It's fun stuff. That's what people really, I think they're really starting to gravitate towards that stuff instead of having just kind of boring food or whatever. And then we do the fun stuff too, like with listen man, any kind of fried food, any kind of empanada or acapulco or anything, any kind of Spanish food, man, it's
Bring out the nuggets. Let's do it.
it's whatever you guys want. We want to try them out.
You getting these guys hungry.
Yeah, man, that's the whole deal.
Told me, bro.
While he's bringing that out, since we got how the sauce was born, how was the name born? Angry Duck Sauce.
So, Angry Duck was something that friends and I, we were sitting around at a party and we're trying to like kick names, like everybody's throwing stuff out there, right? So one of my friends was like, "Yo, man, this shit looks like duck sauce." I'm like, "Yeah, but it's spicy." And it was like, I was like, you know what? I was like, that's a solid culinary term. Like, ooh, So that's a solid culinary term, right? So when you go to a restaurant and sometimes they'll name a dish, oh, this is angry linguine, or this is angry salmon, or whatever, or angry lobster, because that just notes that it's a spicier dish. So when we said, you know what, this is duck sauce, yeah, okay, it looks like duck sauce. I said, but it's not made like duck sauce.
Yeah.
I said it actually has good things in it. I said, and it's spicy. I was like, so it's angry duck. I was like, you know what? I was like, that works. And then once that clicked, my brother's a graphic designer, so one Thanksgiving, I just told him, I said, hey man, I said, why don't you draw out a bunch of pictures of a duck? I said, like some guy that's kind of snarky, maybe he's got like a little attitude, like a little attitude duck. I was like, make a bunch of pictures of it. I said, and we'll pass them around the house for Thanksgiving. I said, we'll pick which one we like best,
Nice.
and then I'll pick the winner and whatever. I said, we'll use that for our brand. And we've been keeping it in-house, keeping it family. We're a local Jersey business. We our manufacturers up there in Bloomfield. Our glass comes from Jersey. Our printers in Rahway. We're trying to keep it as tight as possible. And keep it
Shout out
local.
podcast Hooray.
There you go. There you
Have
go.
everything for us.
Yeah, give them a little shake.
Yeah,
and,
let's go with the original
Go
first.
for the original, guys.
Yeah, you can't start unless you get the original.
Hey, get my water ready.
Nah, it's not like that. It's not like that. That's what's good about it. That's
Nah,
the
it's not
positive
big on
thing.
spicy food.
It's cool. That's
I'm
cool.
gonna tell you.
And you're the
I'm perfect.
person that I love.
See?
You're the person that I love.
I'm telling you, man. I don't know.
It's
I'm
cool.
not big.
It's cool. But if you're like even if you just like doing, I know you smoke some meat, right?
Yeah.
Right. So that's something that you are using those dry rubs on. You're using those salt and pepper mixtures on, and anything that has that, I don't want to say you're gonna like it, but anything that has that, and you have a little bit of depth of flavor just from the different types
I'll let
of
you
wood I'm
guys
sure
go
you're
around
using.
that way.
If you're into that, I think that you should have no problem with this, and it's not even, like I said, we're trying to be inviting, we're trying to get that.
I feel like we're not doing it the sauce justice.
Oh my God, the aroma! It already smells good.
Cheers, cheers.
Yeah. Do a little cheers.
Go for it.
We know Eric eats this just about every day.
I do. I put it on.
You put it on everything?
On everything.
I hate saying it. I really do. I hate saying it.
With
But
good
it's
sauce,
crazy.
I do the same thing with good sauce.
You want to join us or you?
Yeah, absolutely. Why not? I love nuggets and I love angry ducks. So
There we go.
I'm a big fan.
Look, he's a professional. Look.
Oh, yeah.
Get
There's
a
even
little
a way to scoop it up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's a
you
way.
know the way.
All right, cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys.
All right, thank you. A lot of fun.
Bro, it's not.
Silence is good or bad?
No, it's good.
It's not even that spicy. It's a
No,
little
it's perfect.
But that pineapple,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab one.
that's good.
Hold on, let me join the party.
Just
Yeah,
pour
let me-
right on.
Yeah, let me put it right on there.
Right
for
on
you.
the nugget.
Oh, damn.
That's it. Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect.
Hey,
You'll enjoy
take
it.
that one. Take that one.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm ready for another one.
Yep.
Hey, hey.
Pour it right
Pour
on there.
whatever you want.
Okay.
Pour it right on there. So also,
Listen, I'm not the pro at pouring.
That's good.
I got kids. I got to pour it on the side for them.
Yeah.
Because if I pour it on top, then they complain it's too much
And then they
sauce. Or,
neglect it.
yeah, I don't like it now.
I think my kids would.
Yeah.
So you went from not. So you went from I don't know.
I don't like heat. I don't touch heat whatsoever.
A full tablespoon.
Bro,
I'm telling you,
That's the way to do it, right?
The pineapple flavor.
It is.
here, bro. This is the way you do
Oh
it.
yeah, go ahead.
I'm not.
Relax.
No, that's cool.
Hey, I gotta take that home with me.
That's the way.
You got more in your trunk?
No. No, but I'll take care of you. I'm good. I'm good.
Bro, that's.
I had it on. So they were giving you guys were giving samples out with chips.
Yep. We use
And even on chips.
a low salt. We use a low sodium chip so you can get the.
And I was like, this right here,
It's something.
the flavor of the pineapple is still there.
No, it's
the
there, yeah.
heat, it like tingles your tongue to where you're like, all right, yeah, I can feel the heat now. And then it just starts to dissipate and go away. And I'm like,
Yeah, it simmers down. It's perfect.
like you eat certain from certain establishments, like I've not to name a place, but I've had mango habanero from different places, and I love the mango habanero. But after like 3 or 4 wings or something, I'm over there like this.
You're like looking for the milk.
Yeah, because it's so hot.
Yeah.
Nah,
And it's like it tastes good, but the heat level rises too fast on it.
Yep.
On this one, it sits there and then just goes away for you to enjoy the second one.
That's it. That's the plan.
I'm ready to try another flavor. I don't know.
I think you should try the
Yeah,
do you
yeah,
like cinnamon
so-
at all?
I eat everything.
You eat everything. Okay. So I would try the cinnamon and then the smoked jalapeno.
Okay.
So this is your original
So let's do the
heat level.
cinnamon.
So this is what your baseline would be.
That's it. That's our baseline. That's as low as it's gonna go. We do samplings, we do demos and stuff at grocery stores, and we use the same chips that you tried, right? So when we do that, we found that, listen, there's a certain bunch of people, they try that and they're like, no way. I'm like, really? I'm like, that's crazy to me. And they're like, honestly, I think ketchup is too much. Like, it's too salty, too spicy for me. I was like, well, then you're not. I was like, then you're on another level. I was like, because that's a lot. I said, so I said, I appreciate, I tell people I appreciate very much that anybody tries it, and I take all the feedback in, whether you like it, don't like it, too spicy, it's not spicy enough. But most of the time, if there's ever a complaint, people say, man, I really wish it was spicier. I said, well, that's fine. I said, and we do that also. I said, but we're trying to get people started. If you already have a good spice level and you're into eating good peppers and making really hot food, and this is still going to taste great.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with that. But it's not, I don't want people to come into it and expect, man, I'm going to get a one chip challenge out of this. I'm going to get I'm doing that. I'm not.
We're on hot ones right now.
And I'm not saying that's a gimmick, but what I'm saying is I'm not about gimmicks.
Yeah.
I'm not about that. That's not what we want to do as a brand. We want to be a trustworthy brand that people can get into and they can say, man, if I'm doing meal prep, if I'm trying to make my life a little bit better, and I don't want it to be a boring, food for the week.
Right.
Then you buy a bottle of this, and you use this throughout the whole week, and you're making your grilled chicken and your rice and your grilled vegetables and your potato. You're making it taste better, and you're getting you're getting a good amount of produce in there too. So you're getting a little bit of that.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite item, like piece of food to use this with?
So
this specific one.
okay, so
we got
my favorite would be an empanada or an egg roll that you just rip the end off the egg roll and you dump it in and shake it every now and then to fill it like a jelly donut.
Interesting.
So it's fulfilling its name.
Yeah.
Angry duck sauce.
Yo, it's
on
crazy.
the egg roll.
Like, it's great. Like, that is the most, like, if you're talking about just gluttonous enjoyment and that's what you want to eat, fried food, that's amazing. But any kind of fried rice, we do we also smoke some meat in my house. We do ribs a lot. We don't do as much brisket because I don't have a ton of time to do it. I've done a few of them. Some come out okay. Some come out, one came out awesome, but the rest of them come out pretty good. But so we do a lot of ribs that always come out pretty good. And usually, like the second day, I'll start breaking down some of the ribs and I make a pork fried rice out of the ribs.
Nice.
And we use this a lot on our fried rice dishes, and usually use it last 5 minutes of cooking as a glaze. It'll reduce, it'll get tacky, it'll get gummy over the food. It does have some natural sugar in it that we add to it because sometimes the pineapples, they're not as sweet as we would like them to be. So we want to make sure that flavor stays nice and even through the
Consistent
product.
flavor too.
Yeah, we try. But when you're using real produce, that's why the colors change.
Yeah.
Sometimes to the blend, it want to run a little thicker than another, and but that's what having a natural product is about. You want a crazy processed product that's going to be super, super consistent. They're out there. I don't think they're as healthy, and I don't think they're as flavorful.
So what's the after that one was born? What was the second one born?
So I'm the cinnamon Fresno. Cinnamon Fresno was next.
I'm looking at the smoked jalapeno, and he looks like he's beat up right now.
Yeah, he's good. He's good. We got a. What's funny is we got another character for the cinnamon Fresno. We're going to be doing some updating on our branding and stuff like that.
I didn't notice that. So
yeah, he's like they're all different, and you can see like in the background of we're really trying with the brand itself.
Cool. Now we're going into cinnamon Fresno right now. He's got the original look to him, so we'll wait until he change up.
That's it.
Let's.
Oh, we need some more nuggies?
Yeah, we need.
definitely do need some more nuggies.
Hey, that gives me some time
I'm all
to shake this
about
up a little bit more.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yep. Cinnamon Fresno is great. So we use cinnamon Fresno. Both my wife and I, we use cinnamon in our coffee in the morning, right? So cinnamon in the coffee.
You put the sauce in the coffee.
No. So,
I'm not paying.
but if you make an egg sandwich or you make an omelet,
Okay.
cinnamon Fresno on top, and it pairs so well with the cinnamon in the coffee. It makes for a really nice breakfast.
Nice.
And even if you do toast instead of like toast butter and jam, you use a little bit of cinnamon Fresno. You paint it on there, and you get a nice little sweetness in the cinnamon and toast, and just a little bit of butter. So
I'm going first this time.
There you go,
Well,
there you
I'm
go,
taking
there
mine
you go.
first.
And that's what I love. You guys
respect that.
focus on flavor first. That's the
Yeah.
foundation.
Yeah, that is the foundation, especially
Yeah.
for us. You know, we really.
Dabbing? You dabbing?
That's it. Go for it.
Oh, he dabbing?
Go for it.
I'm not playing because
No. If you have,
Right.
and
Yeah,
you
you
make it
can put
to the
another one,
first
you
one,
can
you
put
have to
another-
understand, like, that's what we're about.
Yeah.
So the first one is,
Thank you.
So if you have any, if you have any desire for cinnamon,
First, let me grab him.
Oh, that
yeah.
cinnamon smell?
yeah,
cinnamon
that cinnamon
smell
smells
is nice.
It's a nice fresh.
Oh my God.
Well, I'll take that one.
You take that one. Let me get the other one. Oh, whatever, it don't matter.
I don't-
A little bit more.
There you go. You're
Already-
good.
It's already
You getting it
dripping
on
on
too,
me.
Eric? Or?
Oh yeah, you.
No, I'm good.
Oh, he's good.
I'm good. Yeah.
All right. Cheers, fellas.
Yeah, I love it. I love when people taste it, especially for the first time. I mean, it's awesome. But you know, we go through phases in my house. We'll go through the original like crazy, and then all of a sudden, like a month will go by and be like, oh man, let's hit up that cinnamon, and that'll last for like a whole month too. You know, with almost everything. You know, we just hit it hard.
I'm gonna tell you the craziest flavor I just got out of this thing. You know how people smoke cigars or they'll drink
Right.
whiskey and they'll get different flavors?
Right.
As soon as I ate it, I swear I was eating a funnel cake.
Oh yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It was almost like I ate a funnel cake.
Yeah.
It's an interesting flavor. I've never.
Yeah.
That's
Good.
the cinnamon in this is
It's amazing.
like
Yeah.
so the first one that pineapple was just so
Yeah.
it was there, and this
Right.
one that's the
This
first-
definitely covers the pineapple, but you still get all the benefits of the pineapple.
Right.
Like
takes the pineapple.
that's what I'm saying. So
You know,
this
and
one,
the
like when we
cinnamon, man,
made
like-
this, when we made this, it
good,
was a
man.
weird. It was like man, my house smelled crazy. It was we were trying
And how
different
did you,
things
How did you come up like
with the flavor profile
Yeah.
itself. I don't know, man.
Because cinnamon is not.
To be honest with you,
how many
man,
Cinnamon
I
is
throw.
normally not generalized. Like this, not doesn't.
like how many times?
How many versions of Angry Duck have I made?
Yeah.
So, honestly, I only have one other flavor that I made that just didn't make the cut. And the only reason it didn't make the cut is because it was too complex.
Okay.
So when I made it, it came out, the flavor was there. When I brought it to my manufacturer and I was like, this is what I just did. And he goes, you're out of your mind. He's like, I could do that. He's like, but you'd have to charge like $30 a bottle to get that done. And I was like, oh, okay. He's
Okay, so
like,
that's in the cup for later on.
yeah,
After
yeah.
the road, it's like all right.
Would that be like
Yeah, I mean, I have that one in my back pocket, and it's a
That's
good
what I'm
one.
saying.
It's a good
is that
one. Yeah.
would that be like a special run? Limited edition?
Yeah, man. I guess if we make it to that, if
Black
we
bottle.
make
It could be a
Some
seasonal one.
bottles
if we
of
make
black
it to
and
that.
gold.
So what my thoughts with that flavor, if I could figure out how to actually get it manufactured, would be to make that the hot one. So add heat to that flavor because it's more savory.
Sounds like
profile.
a perfect wintertime thing for me.
Yeah, it's a little more savory. It still has all the sweetness. It's still pineapple habanero will be our base forever. That's our base product, and so we're gonna have that for unless we make a totally different style product. You know, then that's gonna be something on another level. But to do a more savory product, that's kind of where our smoked jalapeno is like our happy medium. That's where I could get with the other flavor that was cost effective to us as a business.
Okay.
So the smoked jalapeno was developed off of that other flavor.
Okay.
It has a different depth of flavor than the other two because we use, instead of a regular cane sugar, we use a brown sugar in that one, which gives it a little more of a caramel flavor. So it adds to the smoky flavor. I think you'll like that smoked jalapeno a lot because it's more of a barbecue sauce flavor with the smokiness in it. And we up the heat level a little bit with that one. It's a little more than the cinnamon Fresno, a little more than the original.
Now I'm intrigued. You gotta pour that baby.
That
in.
one. So what I like about that one is that it tastes like you cooked outside.
Oh,
Like when you're like winter time, you want to do a burger.
I'm not gonna lie. This cinnamon Fresno, I might try it in some oatmeal.
Yeah,
That's perfect.
yeah.
Like I
Yo,
feel like
no,
it'd be
serious,
perfect.
serious.
in
How about I blow
oatmeal.
your mind? Vanilla ice cream.
Yo, perfect. Vanilla ice. Oh my god.
Vanilla ice cream.
I feel like almost
That's more
with
like a
any
breakfast
dessert
type.
almost.
Yeah.
Yo, it's breakfast
Like
or
breakfast or
dessert.
dessert.
Anything.
Dessert, rice. I'm telling you, rice. Like a lot of, like I said, Middle Eastern people that they use a lot of cinnamon in their cooking with their rice dishes and soups and stuff like that. We use it over chili because we use a little cinnamon in our chili.
Yeah, that's going with my rice and
the
eggs.
cheese and the sour cream and
I was like, what the hell is that? Wow.
Which one, this one?
It makes sense. The cinnamon.
No, it works.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know it works. And what's crazy is we knew that was going to be a dividing flavor because because people that don't like cinnamon, they don't like cinnamon.
Mm-hmm.
So it's for that, people are like, hey man, I just don't. I said, well, if you really don't like cinnamon, I said, I still want you to try it. I said, I'm not ever going to be offended if somebody doesn't like it. I don't get that way.
That's why you offer different flavors.
Yeah, that's why we did the 3. Like we were doing the one. So the only thing, like as an entrepreneur and somebody that's put a lot of passion and love into this product, the only thing that does get me every now and then, and it's not all the time, when somebody's like, oh, I don't like the original, but I like this one. I was like, well, man, I've been working on original for like that's my dog. Like that's my one. You know, like I've had that for like 12 years. That's my guy. I was like, you know.
If it wasn't for that,
I was like, don't disrespect Angry Duck. Like he's the guy.
All right, so this one,
Yeah,
smoked jalapeno.
that's the guy.
This is like in between both of them, right?
That's a little hotter than the cinnamon Fresno.
Oh, it's a little hotter.
A little hotter, a little bit,
All right,
just a touch. It's, you know,
fellas.
Yeah, go ahead.
Dude.
that's it.
Thank you.
Guys each grab
What
one.
would you say Scoville wise? Like,
I really don't know.
Not there?
I really don't know. We had a chance to do a Scoville test when we did our lab testing, and I neglected to do it because we don't have a manufacturing range to have that consistent Scoville depth right now. Is that the one?
On the brisket, bro.
Is that the one?
On the brisket. That's the one. That's the one.
Best one.
Yeah, I hear you.
Not to knock the original.
No, I got you. I got you.
I'm about to take it home.
Man.
That's the guy.
It right there.
Yeah, we're actually.
Right, we need more nuggets on him. We need more nuggets on that flip.
Man.
I see what you're saying about the
That's it right there.
outdoor.
And
Yeah,
then
yeah, yeah.
pickles
You know,
at the end.
Yeah. So we use that. Like I'll use that on a burger instead of like a sweet relish.
Yes.
I use that on the burger.
course.
Yeah, yeah.
Of course.
Yeah,
That's
you're getting way
He
more
is
out of the
amazing
product.
on that too.
That's amazing.
Yeah, we're getting way more out of that product than than just like a regular sweet relish or pickles or whatever. But it's awesome, man. It's
Now
so
it's not
much
burning
fun.
my mouth, guys.
I
It's
can
just
see that
harsh.
on,
Nah, it's not like that. It's really
no.
not.
It's not
On
that
pork
spicy.
butt.
Yeah.
Pulled pork.
Yeah, we do. So, all right. So our pulled pork sandwich.
My guess?
This is so a pulled pork sandwich that we do. It basically consists of the small Hawaiian bread, right? So we do a pulled pork, or I'll do pork belly.
Okay.
And I'll pan fry the pulled pork after I break it down. So break it down. When you do a pork butt, you know it has some dark meat, it has some light meat.
Yeah,
as long
yeah.
as you break it down, mix everything together, you get the
everything up,
fat in there, you get everything together, you get full moisture throughout the whole thing. I'll take a nice chunk out, throw it in the cast iron, get it nice and crispy, and then we do pickled onions. They go over the top of it, and then a little smoked jalapeno on top of that. And you get the sweetness from the bread, you get the tartness and from the pickled onions that has a little bit of lime, a little bit of cilantro in there, and then you get that fattiness from the
That smoke flavor just sits in my mouth.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one, and it's like
It's crazy.
I absolutely love that product.
No, that
It
one-
is- when I
Is
made
that
that,
one
I
of
was
your
like, man,
like top sellers?
100%. 100%. Yeah, that one.
That's it.
Like when we
You
do
can see
shows.
why, because
Yeah, when we do
everybody-
shows, like I always say that one for last because I don't want people to
See,
get all
you guys-
wound up. You know what I mean? Like they get all.
You can't start off with that one.
No, you can't. You can't because, and it's not even about the heat level. It's about the whole flavor profile.
Yeah.
Because once people get that, they're like, oh yeah, I'll take that, and that. Yeah, I'll take one of each.
It's crazy
Yep, I'm
'cause,
outta
like,
here. Yep.
From where you started to where you're at now, it just shows that it's getting better and better. Like the flavors
what we're
are
working
getting
on.
so much stronger, so much
Yeah,
better.
that's what we're working on.
And it's all because of the original, though.
It is.
Like the original basis is still there,
Yep.
and you tweak them, and it's like a whole different flavor after that.
Yep. Yep.
It's
and
crazy.
And like I said, because we're really focusing on that healthier property of having a nice condiment, we're always going to keep that because that base is what keeps those healthy properties in the product. So you can change stuff around and, and you can still keep all that good stuff in it. And then you don't have to add anything bad to make it taste great. And again, every one of them is a low sodium product. So people that are on low sodium diets that really want flavorful stuff.
Big W for me.
Yeah, it's a good thing, man. And it's, listen, I'm getting older, things
How many
happen,
calories is it? No.
Diet of 25. So we're not. So
He's like, yeah.
so we are
Catch up
also
got like 210.
we're also gluten-free product and a soy-free product, so we hit a lot of notes with all that stuff.
Nice.
We don't use any. A lot of people use different wheat products to use as filler, and they use them as like different agents in there, thickening agents and stuff like that carry some sort of glutens. We don't worry about any of that stuff. However the product comes out in the end, that's how it comes out. The consistency. Listen, you give the bottle a little bit of a shake. Every single time you open that bottle, it tastes exactly the same. It never degrades over time, as long as it's refrigerated after you open it.
I was gonna say
refrigerate after. Just like any other vinegar-based product that you have in the fridge, it tastes exactly the same.
There's people out there that it says refrigerate after opening, and they still keep it on the table.
Yeah,
I don't understand that.
You can.
Some do.
You can.
You
Yeah.
can't. If you gotta look at it though.
You can. I don't do that, because it's not. We didn't test for that, and I don't like doing stuff like that because it doesn't have a ton of preservative in it. It's still a natural product, and it can still break down, especially if it's in a certain environment, right? So when you put it in the fridge and it keeps it at sub 36 degrees, it's gonna stay just like any of your other condiments that are gonna be in there. It's not like a milk-based dressing or cream-based anything, so you don't have to worry about any of that stuff timing out on it.
And it's simple. Like the recipe, like the ingredients are very simple.
Yep.
I know a lot of people that'll just look at it and be like, "What's in here? What's in here? What's in here?" Nope, I'm not taking it because of that.
Right.
It's not a long list.
Yeah.
You go to grocery stores and you see a list of
stuff you can't pronounce.
You can't even
you
read.
can't.
And half of them have like red color 30 or something like that.
Literally, this bottom corner is your
Xanthan gum.
That's it.
That's it.
That's crazy.
The main ingredients to a lot of them is like xanthan gum and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, you see all that? No, this is like very, very simple. Like you're gonna know everything except the one I said. I remember I was like,
pectin, yep.
I didn't know what it was. It was only one ingredient out of the whole thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
I'm thinking about burnt ends, bro. Like,
Oh, burn ends. Yeah, that's
I
great.
was about to ask you,
Yeah.
what do you think you're gonna use it next for?
Yeah,
ends.
I like to hear the creativity.
Yeah,
flying out. I love
that's
it.
what I'm holding.
Yeah,
It's
I
like we're
love it.
bonding me in this stuff. I'm thinking about
We
burnt
did.
ends.
We do a lot of tacos also.
Nice.
Do a lot of tacos. Anything from grilled. We do a lot of chicken thighs, grilled chicken thighs, wings. Obviously, killer wings. Last 5 minutes. We do oven baked wings.
nice.
Oven baked wings are easy. They're very consistent. And you can bake them until they have a little bit of bone pull. Right. So it exposes a little bit of the bone on the wing. That's how you know the wing is pretty much. That's it. That's the place where you pull them out. So you pull them out at that point. You toss them in whatever flavor you want of Angry Duck. Put them back in for another 2-3 minutes. Let it reduce. It candies. It gets sticky. And we try to stay away from using it as a marinade. A lot of our customers, when we first started putting it out there, right away the first thing that they do is I'm going to marinate this, I'm going to marinate that, I'm going to marinate this. I said, you're wasting the product. I said, if that's what you really want to do, that's fine. You're buying it. But to me, we stay away from that because it has some natural sugar in it. Sometimes it'll burn off during a long cooking process, and you lose a lot of the flavor that way. Yeah. So for me, it just doesn't make sense. When you can just wait till the last 5 minutes that you cook, you paint it on there, you let it get
on there, and then
or it's ready to eat out of the bottle. You pour it on like a condiment, because that's what it is. You pour it on a sandwich. You could use it on chips and crackers and whatever, man. We do like a charcuterie board. Different meats and cheeses and stuff like that, and you put a couple bowls of Angry Duck with some spoons, and you just toss it on your cheese and crackers, man. I mean, like it's all over the place.
Possibilities endless.
Yeah, we do so much stuff with it, and it's a lot of fun. It really is a lot of fun, and it's showing. I have a regular job, so it's showing my kids that there's more than just a 9 to 5. Right? You can be creative.
Yeah.
And you can do something that is going to maybe inspire other people, because we've been inspired through people like you guys, right? There's different podcasts, there's content that we take in. I know you have a YouTube channel coming up.
Yeah.
Right?
Definitely.
So that's something that I frequent food channels all the time, and I get a lot of my ideas and a lot of the stuff that I like comes from that. And whether you're doing it as a hobby business or you're doing it as something that you plan on growing and making money off of, it's good to show, especially the next generation, that there's a way to be creative.
Exactly.
And do something that you have a passion for and that you can share with other people. And listen, if you end up making money off of it and expanding it and growing it into something else and it becomes something you could pass on down to your kids, I think that's a wonderful thing to be able to have. And that's what we're really going for here. Beyond the healthy stuff, beyond all that, it's nice being able to point to every piece of this bottle, every piece of, whether it's our social media and pick it apart over the last couple of years and see how we've grown, see the influences that we've taken from around us and see how we can refine the brand and make it better, but always push the message of being honest with people and being a really clean, nice product that invites people into a little bit of a spicier food range. It's a little more fun, and kind
of gets you in that beginner's, like if you were trying to get into spicy stuff.
It's put your toe in the water.
Yeah, it's like, here you go, start with this.
Perfect entry level.
Yeah,
entry level.
Once you start, you go up in level, and then from there you can get hotter and hotter and hotter and try. Mm-hmm. But like, I feel like the flavor and the basis is this is like the perfect sauce for anybody who's trying to start getting into like more spicy foods that aren't big into spicy foods, because I, just like you were, I talk to people all the time. They were like, spicy? I don't do spicy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But look at me, man. I'm ready for more.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
And what's nuts is like a lot of people are like, I eat spicy food, it gives me heartburn. I was like, well, the vinegar stops that.
So
that's
that one right there.
Yeah. That one, when was that one created?
That was, so we had, when we came out, we went full retail early 2020, January 3rd of 2020, we went full retail. We only had original, and then so 21, I'm going to say 2021, we started coming out with the other two flavors, and I used them as like, I use all my guys at work as my little test pool, right? So I started doing it there, and it was before we had labels and branding and all that stuff, but we were able to be full retail at that point. So I was bringing them to work, and we had a manufacturing deal, and we were bottling them, and the guys started falling in love with the other flavors. They were like, listen, man, I think you should make all three of them. I think that should be the thing.
So you're telling us that we're due for a new flavor?
It's probably coming. Yeah, it's probably coming maybe 24. But like I said, we're going to be changing some branding stuff. So we're going to be investing in that side of things. Because listen, we could sit there and we could bang out flavors and we can get creative and we can do all that stuff. And that's fine. But to have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 flavors to keep up with as a small micro business.
That was the next thing I was going to ask you was, you're in stores right now.
We are. Yeah,
How many stores?
We have in the, we're in New Jersey, but in the tri-state area, we have probably maybe 10 stores altogether. We have a couple stores in Brooklyn. We have a few stores in North Jersey, and then most of our stores are down here in Central Jersey.
What's the stores, if you don't mind me asking?
I don't mind you asking. So we have a couple of grocery stores in Park Slope. We have a C-Town in Park Slope, and then we have a couple of butchers up in North Jersey, Sussex Meat Depot in North Jersey. They're a great customer of ours. Those people up there, they absolutely are head over heels, because it's hard to find, and once people fall in love with it, that's it.
I think the closest by us is Lavodi's, right?
So we have Lavodi's, and Pastosa's carries us also.
I don't know where that is.
Pastosa's on Union Hill Road.
I need the address.
I know Lavodi's. Lavodi's is down the road. It's not too far from us either.
Lavodi's in Freehold.
Yeah.
Okay. It used to be a Top Tomato. Right by the hospital.
Yeah, you'll see. It's by the hospital on the right side.
Exactly.
But
so they're another great customer of ours, and then we have a couple places down by the shore. But we're trying to fall into. Listen, mass market is great. Grocery stores are wonderful. Whole Foods, all that stuff. That would be fine. But for us as a small brand to be able to keep up with the brand and not fall behind on the brand, we're looking for more boutique stores that have specialty items.
That was what I was gonna say. Is like, did you ever think of going to like a bigger brand store, like a Costco or a Walmart or something like that?
Yeah, I think so. So that's the extreme version. The big box stuff. That's the extreme version, and I don't want to say we'll never be that type of brand because anything's possible, but for us to get past, like a Whole Foods level, for me, a Whole Foods level, or there's a store called King's Grocery, there's Dean's Health Food out, by the shore in Shrewsbury, places like that cater more towards the clientele that we're going to be looking for. The people that don't mind, not that are frivolous with money, but don't mind spending on something that they're getting benefit off of.
That's a healthier product.
That's what it is. So,
because I mean, like he goes on shopping at Whole Foods all the time.
Yeah,
because he's big into like clean foods and stuff. And Whole Foods is one of those places that like the first thing you think of, Jersey fresh, especially in Jersey. It's all farmed.
Yep.
And a lot of like they give you both sides of the field, but a majority of it is like that good, healthy, clean food for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not to say that the rest of the stores don't have that, but like Whole Foods dedicates themselves to that.
What's the price point?
So we're priced at I believe some of the stores they vary, right? So we're priced online at $11.99 a bottle.
That's cheap.
So we're not. So the way our product is run. The way products are run, they're sold, in increments of ounces, right? Like that's how people look at the product. They grab a bottle, they're like, oh, this is a 10-ounce product, this is a 5-ounce product. So when people look at this product, they say, well, I'm looking at my regular hot sauce bottle is, it's only $6.99, and I'm like, yeah, all right, that's cool. I was like, that's fine. I said, and yeah, we're priced more than that. I said, but your regular hot sauce bottle is 5 ounces. I said, we sell a 13-ounce product. I said, this is a solid bottle. This is not something that, we look at as a super expensive product. We don't look at it as a cheap product. We feel like we're falling right in the middle of the road of a, listen, it's you want to call it whatever you want to call it. You want to call it a semi-luxury brand, that's fine. Because of its high-quality ingredients, that's where we're going to end up falling. And I can't cheapen the product because the price point needs to change, and then I have to use more processed, produce and things like that. I don't want to do that. So if that means we have to slowly grow, then that's what we'll do. We'll get a customer base that will support us, and I'm not worried about that part. So when you look at a lot of stuff, people, they only look at the price. They don't look at, price tags on grocery stores, they're great. Because when you look at the price, you can look at the per ounce price or the per pound price that's right next to that. And that's the price you really should be looking at. Because when you compare those prices, when you put us up against other brands that are even in the same price point, they're giving you half the product that we are. And they're charging you for the fancier glass bottles with the fancier tops. They're charging you for all that stuff, and that's fine. But then you look at their ingredients, and I am gonna say that I would say 75% of the products that you see out there right now that are spicy products that are these high-end luxury brands, it's cayenne pepper, vinegar, and salt. They're 3 ingredients, and that's what they are.
The rest is preservatives.
The rest of it might not even be anything. There might be nothing else in there, and you're not getting any health benefits from it. I mean, you're getting a spicy product, you're getting a salty, spicy product, which is what they're selling you, but they're selling it to you at $15 a bottle because it's a luxury brand.
Based on the bottle.
Based on the marketing, which is listen,
Yeah.
and that's okay, and I don't knock anybody from that.
Yeah.
And if you like the product, listen, man, great. That's awesome, but we're not trying to do that.
You're going about a year away.
We want to do it our way,
right.
and if that means that we have to take a couple little cuts here and there and take our time to produce the product and to grow the brand, then that's what we'll do. And it's cool.
Is there any food establishments like food trucks that carry it?
So we do a food truck event twice a year in Wall Township. So they do a nice big food truck event. They bring in like a dozen food trucks, and then they have a little vendors village. And with that all the food trucks there carry our product.
Nice.
By the end of the event every time.
That's perfect.
Nice.
Yeah, that's perfect.
So
That says a lot, too.
yeah,
That
it's
speaks
good
volumes
because you know
alone.
listen, I hustle. Like I have no problem talking to people. When people are coming by us, they're coming near us, they're walking around with food. I'm like, yo, take a free sample. They're like, oh, but we got this. I was like, I don't care what you got on your plate. I was like, take a sample. Let's go. Let's go. Try it out. I was like, if you need any more for your plate, you need some for your table over there, just come by and I'll give you as much as you need. And then inevitably they come by and they start buying bottles. Yeah, we start working it out, and then we started doing like the stickers and the magnets and the little reminders, and we got the kids running around handing little tattoos out to the other kids, and we got the hats and whatever. We're trying to make it like I bring my family with me at pretty much every event. So
Yeah.
I try to show everybody that like this is what it's about. Like
Yeah,
and
because
there's
when I
no-
saw your stand at the boxing event,
Yeah.
I didn't see you anywhere around, and I'm like,
Nah, we were there to enjoy that one.
I was like,
We were there to enjoy that.
Yeah.
My wife and I were there.
I'm
to
looking,
have
I'm
fun.
like, is this the right stand?
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
I
that's the
came
right
back
stand.
a little later. I saw you
Yeah,
standing there. I saw
yeah.
them set everything up finally,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
was like, okay.
Yep.
That's when I tried some, and I was like,
Yeah, that's my
You got
brother-in-law,
some
my
there.
niece, and she had one of her good friends there working the event, and my wife and I, we went to that event. We were sponsoring that boxing event, and that was a really, really, really nice thing to be able to do, and with the brand, we can do certain things as far as sponsoring local people and local. We don't do a lot of crazy events. So because of that, we're not super busy running around all over the place trying to get to this hot sauce event over here and going to Ohio and Arizona and this pepper event, doing all that stuff. So we really try to focus locally. And so when we have a chance to be able to, to get involved with, something like that, it was really nice, and it was great to see everybody in the community come together for this event, and we had a really, really great time at that. So
Man.
it's nice, man. But the food truck stuff, that's where it's at. Like that is
It
like
really
when
is.
people are in the mood to eat, and people are out there looking around like they're
When's the next one?
So the next one, I think the next one's in October. They're usually in October and then in May.
okay.
So, yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's great.
I mean-
Listen, Angry Duck Sauce Company at Instagram. So that's us.
Wow,
man.
you can
Like,
plug in all you want.
just plug it all
them
you want.
that's
baby.
us. So,
I see you guys.
angryducksauce.co is our website, and at Angry Duck Sauce Co. Instagram.
You can mix this with drinks.
So we do a pineapple habanero tequila shot.
I like.
Ooh.
Pineapple margaritas, like spicy
Right.
pineapple margaritas thing.
I don't drink tequila, but that sounds good. I might
It's good.
sacrifice my liver.
It's good. Yeah, it's good. It's fun. We started getting a little extreme with trying it with different things and whatever, and that's just that's about as far as I'll go with the whole alcohol thing. With
Just
that.
the base one, right? Just the.
Yeah, just the base.
Just the
yeah.
base, yeah.
Yeah.
Listen to your story, bro.
What's up?
And just how you started and then you kind of you just worked your way up. It was like a process and stuff like that. It just like as I'm listening to it, I'm like thinking about myself right now, currently what I'm doing.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I'm just like, wow. I get where you're coming from because that's my vision. That's what I see. But it's
Yep.
like one of those things where you got to be patient and take your time.
You have to.
And I was just telling Ray not too long ago, it's like, yo, like what I'm trying to do is just like I'm nitpicking because I want it to be perfect because I want to give something to the people out there,
Right.
not just something that you just whip up and just throw it out there.
Yeah, I like the same way I say this show. Like I call it my baby. This is
Yeah,
my baby.
exactly.
Like you have to, you want to nurture it your way. You want it to go right. You want everything
That
to be.
perfect quality,
Right.
It's
for
never gonna be perfect, though. That's
no, there's never. There's always going to be room for improvement.
And you know what's crazy?
Always,
You know what's crazy? The craziest thing? You're the only one that'll know.
Yeah,
Exactly.
You're the only one that'll know.
Mm-hmm.
That's the craziest thing.
Well, you always critique yourself at the end of the day as well.
Always.
Yeah.
Always.
But it's
and
definitely something
like the
that
mistakes you've made, the stuff you've thrown out, the money you've wasted, all that stuff to the end customer, to the person that's on the other side. If they knew you did that, they'd be even more in love with what you're doing.
Exactly.
Because it's human. We're people, and because we're individuals trying to do something, we're gonna make mistakes. Listen, I didn't grow up knowing anything about business. I never knew I never knew about an LLC or an S corp or doing my taxes
You go
or
into that world, you're like, shit.
you know. I didn't know. I was like, man, somebody should have told me this when I was like 18. I was like, I would have done all this stuff. Like,
I was
this
learning
is
the wrong
crazy.
shit in school.
I was like, yeah.
I don't need geometry.
Yeah,
Finance.
Don't even start. Don't even start. That's a deep one.
Yeah.
But it's serious, man. It's a serious thing. Like we should all be learning what it is and the advantages that this could give you beyond.
And that's why we bring people on here, is because everybody wants to be an entrepreneur. I mean, at the end of the day, some people go after their dreams, others, take a little hiatus from it and go after it little by little. But it shows that, like, just take that chance of doing what you want to do, because at the end of the day, you never know until you try.
Exactly.
Like, you're never going to know what sauce worked out until you say, hey, let me try this flavor. Let me add this cinnamon in there. And now we have a whole different, and you're like,
Exactly.
well, if I never tried this, I would have never gotten this product. Right.
If the passion is there, even through the ups and downs, you're still gonna.
Exactly.
The end result's still gonna be good.
And the networking too, man.
Yeah. We met so many cool people through this process. It's crazy, man.
So I'm just going to say this, guys. If you guys want this sauce, go to angryducksauce.co, right?
Yeah, angryducksauce.com. And listen, don't get upset if smoked jalapeno is sold out.
Is it really?
It happens.
He's giving you more.
So log on there now and get some smoked jalapeno, guys.
That's it. If
Angry
that's,
Duck
if
sauce.
That's where you're into it. Yep.
I'm going to pick up some more.
The cinnamon fresh is gonna.
I want to know how the kids.
Oh yeah.
I want to see how my kids do with it.
There you go. That's what I'm looking for.
He's going all three.
I'm grabbing all three.
That's it.
Hey, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
That's what I gotta do.
well, my favorite. I like the heat. The hotter, the better for me.
Yeah, that's cool.
But I also like flavor. So it depends on what I'm eating. I'd probably use that mostly. But I mean, the original. It's the basis. It's like you can't go wrong.
That's the foundation for everything.
And then that one, I eat oatmeal rarely, but I feel like I just need to try some oatmeal with that.
Yeah, definitely.
But then some like.
No, I could see myself having some fun with these sauces.
Yeah.
I could definitely.
Oh, he's gonna
see it.
use them.
I'm definitely gonna use some.
The next 2-3 weeks, you guys are gonna be talking.
yeah.
He's gonna be using.
That's good stuff.
Instagram at Westby Barbecue.
Yes.
I'll plug that away.
That's great. Yeah.
So we got Westby Barbecue and Angry Duck Sauce Co. All right, people.
That's
Instagram, angryducksauceco.co. No, angryducksauce.co for the website.
Website, correct? Yes.
And Angry Duck Sauce Co. on
Instagram.
and
And your TikTok.
And
TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a TikTok.
Can't forget TikTok.
TikTok's crazy. TikTok's crazy. What do you want me to say? TikTok's crazy.
You can blow up on TikTok, but not on Instagram.
You can.
And then you can blow up on Instagram and not on TikTok.
You can.
It's weird.
So it's like which
I had a guy
one's
do
gonna get you first?
A guy did a TikTok video, and it was a great video, and I put it on my Instagram and all that stuff, and like I went to his TikTok, and it had I don't know how many views. I was like, oh my god, man! I was like, this is crazy. He says, oh, that's normal.
Well, I'm gonna say this.
About it. It puts a lot of views up. Like it's crazy.
It's a pleasure having you out here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for the
Appreciate
sauces.
Yes, it was a pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Good to meet you.
Pleasure.
Like I said, guys, if you guys want some, angryducksauce.co, all right?
That's it.
This is coming home with me. All
That's
right.
I'll take care of everybody here.
At Westby Barbecuing. Check that out if you get a chance. I got a lot of content. I do a lot of things on Instagram. So one thing I do every week, I try to do some polls to vote what should I smoke next weekend.
Perfect.
We're gonna have you on the show for your own segment.
That's great. That's great.
But so obviously, it's good to have you on here
Thanks
because
for having me, guys. I really appreciate it. And it's been a good time. It's nice meeting you.
It's a pleasure meeting you, man.
Definitely getting all three of those sauces.
and make sure you guys follow me, Big Dave 13 _.
There it is.
Ali.
Ali spelled
AWHLEE.
AWHLL. What was it?
LEE.
There you go. This has been another episode of Unsolicited Role Models. We got podcast Ho Ray in the background.
Yes, sir.
The role model. Yeah. Oh, what's your Instagram, Ray? Or do you not want to plug that?
No, okay. Ray.MIESTS on Instagram.
Yeah.
That's it. Find them all day.
Remember, guys, the role models you may not want, but you may just need.
That's right.